So very good morning, everybody. My name's Amanda Jenkins, and I shall be doing this presentation with my colleague, Alice. It's just a new session just to introduce one of our new products, but let's just check technically that everyone's okay. Alice, do you want to just explain what?
Yeah, so as Amanda mentioned, if we could ask that everybody's muted and their cameras are turned off, because we are going to be recording the session, and then we'll send the recording after, so you'll receive that in about 2 days. We'll send you the link afterwards. Just quickly, if you can't see myself and Amanda fully, there's 3 dots in the corner by Amanda's name. If you just click there and press fit to frame, you should get a full picture of the studio. And then just quickly, if there's any questions at the top of the chat, there's a Q&A box. Just pop any questions you've got in there. We really welcome any interaction and queries. So just pop it in there and one of us will answer to you as soon as possible. But hope you enjoy the session, and I'll hand over to Mandy.
Okay, so this session is to introduce our new Bariatric In-Situ Hammock. So it's a style that we've created due to the issues of transferring a bariatric patient. Because although we do standard products, we know how difficult it is to insert the sling and then take it out. So we've introduced one that now is made in a fabric that can be left in place for extended periods. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about the fabrics, all their properties. We'll show you some images. We've got lots of helpful data and welcome feedback. It's a new product, so we need to get it out into the market and have feedback. But talking about the fabric, so this fabric is a new silver spacer EcoMade fabric. It's very clever. It's made from 100% recycled spacer fabric, which has been crafted from recycled waste, textile waste, and plastics. And it's been sourced and created by a local company, which we're very pleased to be working with. So it is a spacer, so a spacer fabric, which we know is well known within the industry. But the spacer fabric, it's a 3-dimensional mesh, so it will compress down, it will allow airflow, but the whole fabric has got COOLMAX properties inherent within it. So COOLMAX is an additive that helps to wick away moisture, which is really important if you've got someone that has temperature control issues. But on the outer side also, there is an additive which has freshFX, which contains a silver-based additive, which then will be effective on disrupting bacteria. So the whole thing is very clever. So the whole combination of this fabric will suit this type of situation. So because it's a spacer, it's a recognised fabric in the industry, suitable to leave in. So that's one thing that people will want to know. The inside has got a softer lining, which we'll show you in a minute, but it has a safe working load. The sling will have a safe working load of 85 stone. So it's 544 kilograms. It'll wash up to maximum of 95, and you can low tumble dry it. It has been extensively tested. So in order to get it to market, we have to follow strict guidelines to conform to our standards. So it's been hoist tested 500 times to the maximum safe working load. In addition, it has been load tested to 1.5 times the hoist, which is something like 128 stone. So, extensive testing. So to give you confidence that the product is fit for purpose. Just talking about the shaping. So this is a combination of styles. So Silvalea, we do lots and lots of slings, and we know what styles suit certain conditions and body shapes. And with a bariatric shape, you know, you need something that's all in one. So there's no aperture. So the all-in-one style is ideal, but for someone with very heavy legs, it's good to have a supportive individual paddle to the leg sections. So this is what we created. It's a combination of both. So all in one, but with these deluxe legs. And we'll show you some images to give you an idea. But the other unique point for this design are these very clever tucks. So you've got two options of these. This is what we call a short tuck here. And then it creates this shaping. So the short tucks will then create this shaping to wrap around an apple-shaped bariatric person. So it gives that shaping there, so the fullness around the back and the apple shape. If, however, you have a pear-shaped body, then we lengthen these here. These tucks are lengthened, and then it blouse-ons further around the fullness of a pear-shaped body. And it makes a significant difference, actually. We did try it on we tried the long tucks on an apple shape, and actually it didn't give as much support. So the short tucks for apple shape are very beneficial. So the other thing on the sling, the leg paddles will have the slip fit to both sides to help with inserting. The tapes have been stitched further in. You know, just to give that weight distribution. And the webbing tapes are thicker, so we've got lots of extra strength by having the thicker webbing. Alice, can you just help me just explain these segments? I just want to turn this, just turn the sling around. Flip that one. Oh. So we just turned it around so we can see the fabric from the inside. This is just with a soft fabric on the inside here, which is smooth. Hold on a minute, Alice, if you just help me with the leg sections. So this is smoother against the skin. But these leg paddles here, so they work similarly to a deluxe leg application. The inside leg has a slider, so it adjusts slider to according to the pickup. Right. Yeah. So you can use it either individually up to the hoist, across the central ones to keep the legs together. Depends on whether you want to keep the legs together or if they naturally splay, or cross those through there. So we have heard that this is a really good way to keep the legs together, is to cross, extend. I'm just looking a bit clumsy. Extend the sliders short and then cross them through, and it keeps the legs together. And hoist up, and that lifts the centre, so it helps to lift the legs and give support rather than them rolling in. So that's another option. So there's lots of combinations. In addition, there's the hip tape. Hip tape will help to lift and distribute the weight. And depending on the hoist, if you lift the hip here, it also takes pressure from behind the knee. So look, that's very helpful also for the plus size. So that's basically the shaping. Have we got any questions? So if we just have a look, we've got, as I say, we'll just bring up the website. There's lots of information on there. Just to show you an image on the hoist, which we'll talk about the hoist in a moment. and some features. So here, this is the sling shape. So you can see the drawing, the shaping at the top, the darts. This is a short tuck one, but there's a long tuck. Some dimensions, it's going to be difficult with sizing. We're doing 2 sizes, 1 and 2, and it just requires a shoulder measurement, which we'll explain, and back length. But this is the dimensions of the sling. So the width and depth, which will give you an idea of how wide the individual sizes are. You've got the size 1. So this is how to measure, because we know it's very difficult to do a circumference of the shoulders. So it's just half around the back. And then if possible, nape round to behind the knee. Again, we know it's going to be tricky, but you know, as much as you can to help will determine the size. So if we just look at the hoist, so I just want to go to the hoist now. Alice, you want to just talk through. So when you're using this type of thing, it's got to be on a specific hoist. We've got this very clever one, which we just want to talk about. I'll just pass you to Alice on that.
So like Amanda mentioned, it's really important to ensure that the right hoist is picked when hoisting your client, especially in bariatric scenarios. We need a 4-point spreader bar to be able to open up the pickup to ensure comfort and safety when hoisting. So as we mentioned, you've got the leg paddles, the open pickup. So with our bariatric hoist, it is 4 points. It's an 8-function hoist, so you've got full accessibility and ease for positioning. It goes 360 degrees around. You can tilt your client, so if you want to sit them up a little bit, maybe they're slumping in the sling slightly due to their position, or they find it more comfortable to be slightly reclined, you've got full access to be able to do that with the hoist. But we would always recommend a 4-point spreader bar in these types of scenarios. But if you want any further details on our hoist, we've got the shore clip function on our hoist. They're lithium batteries. They're really, they worked brilliant for these scenarios, haven't they, Amanda? Yeah. So any information you want on them, just give us a shout and we'll help.
Okay, we've got any questions so far? No questions? Okay, so thanks, Alice. To come back to the studio. So just to give you another bit of information, we have had the slings out for trial, and we've worked closely with the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham and the Bradford Royal Infirmary. So they've given us feedback, all very positive. We supplied one recently to a lady that hadn't been out of bed for 2 years. So it worked and solved that issue. So, I think they're going to be very useful. However, I know it's going to be, you need to see them, you need to try them, you need to have an assessment, which we can offer. So you please, if you need to see one, have a demo. We've got agents now throughout the country that will willingly come out and show you, so that you can experience it, because it's very difficult just to show you without a model. We appreciate that, but we just want to get the idea and share this style with you. So please just email customer services if that's something that you would definitely like to see. We also have a very good brochure. So on the website there is a brochure which Rhiannon will bring up, detailing the whole range actually. So it's got all the standard products, particularly the new bariatric. But if you just slow it through, it talks about the clever fabric, the way it's constructed, the recycled parts. So it explains that, which is very interesting to understand. And if you then just scroll up to, just scroll through a little bit more. So details on the shaping, different styles, the standard products, and the leave-in ones. This one we're showing you, the hammock one. And then we've got some accessories. So often with a bariatric patient, it's helping to access areas for hygiene. So we've got the palace support there, which I'll show you in a moment. And then if you scroll to the other options, arm lifter, leg lifter. So they're very obvious. And you can see with these two that actually standard hoist is okay because you're only lifting a limb. So it doesn't mean you necessarily have to have a heavier duty 4.1. So these types, and these are made in the same fabric. So the same Spacer EcoMade fabric with all the additives in the COOLMAX and the silver iron. So again, they'll be really useful. We have known actually that the arm one has also been used successfully on the leg. So again, you know, you can swap them about depending on the individual situation, but just to explain that they're not solely just for arm or leg. And then if we just scroll through the repositioning sheet on the left, this is a large repositioning sheet. It can be left in place. It's made of a lightweight polyester and can be part of the bed makeup. And it's got all those straps to help with turning, repositioning, sitting up, or it's very versatile. And it's a large size, so it's very good for this particular scenario. Lateral transfers as well as up and down. Okay, thanks, Ree. So look, the brochure is helpful. It's online. Rhiannon will make sure you've got a link to that during the session. Are there any questions so far? All good? I'll just show you the accessories because I've got them here. So yeah, size of mind. So this is the palace support. It's made in 2 layers of the superfine, which is our fine lightweight mesh, which has also got COOLMAX inherent within it. And it just literally, you secure it to the base of the bed. So this is a strap that wraps around the bed frame and sits in front of, you sort of insert it slightly under the palace. And then it's designed to help just lift either manually or if you've got a hoist that you can position behind to lift. So just to lift. And it's useful then to support that palace for hygiene purposes. Also used, you know, if you need to access for a catheter. But it will reduce the handling. So rather than having to hold that up, it's a bit more dignified to have something that's a little bit more less hands-on. So that's one accessory that's been successful. The other were the arm and leg. So again, very simple but, to wrap around. And like I said earlier, then this one we know is very useful for the leg as well. The shaping there, it just feeds through. And again, they're versatile and help to reduce handling so that that can help them to access areas for hygiene transfers and hygiene processes. So I think that's probably it in a nutshell. So it's quite, you know, very brief, a little snapshot of the new product. Please, you know, if you need further information, look on the website or email us if you'd like someone to come out and show you so that you can actually see it, feel it. It is quite light. Our standard products tend to be, because they're padded and they're made of a more structured fabric, they're heavier, whereas this is quite lightweight, which is really helpful for handling. Inserting, of course, you know, is going to be a challenge, but once it's on, then you know you've got the benefit of leaving this one in. but we also do the slide sheets to help, so long flat sheets to help with inserting, to get it on. And you can do it as techniques to do that by introducing this between the two flat sheets. So there are ways of getting it on, but we welcome feedback. Certainly, it's an exciting product for us. We've had lots of interest. Certainly, we know the demand is there. So please, just contact us and we will help as much as we can. But do we have any more questions? Any final questions? Anybody have anything? Everyone's quiet and happy? Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I hope it's been helpful, and we look forward to seeing you in future sessions. Oh, do you have a question?
Just one question.
Oh.
If used for showering, does it dry quickly, and is this recommended?
Okay, so used for showering then. Yeah, well, it's a mesh. So it's a mesh, a spacer mesh. So it's got layers. It's three-dimensional compression mesh. So the water will drain through. It can be tumble dried at a low heat or air dried. So you can do that. I would suggest that you may need several if you're using one continually for bathing, and then one for leave-in. So yes, it is suitable for bathing. How long it takes to dry, it's going to be on a cycle, a low cycle, but it shouldn't be as it'd be dried quite quickly. Any more? Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you to Alice and to Rhiannon, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. So thank you guys very much.